Right.
Okay.
We're using honey water instead of the smoker.
Here we are with our next hive. We're going to check on the packages that we installed just about 4 or 5 days ago. Don is suited up and he just sprayed them down with some sugar water. We've got a lot of free bees on the outside of our hive, and those are bees that are in the area that don't necessarily have a hive that they're assigned to. They all do the same thing, but these guys are sensing the queen and probably want to get in there and help out, but it would kind of affect the continuity of the hive. So Don's gonna take the strap off right here. We're gonna open it up, and we've got a few goals in mind of what we're doing today. Number one, we're gonna check on the queen. We're gonna make sure she's been released from her cage, and we're gonna remove that cage from the hive. And number two, we're going to add more frames. We're gonna remove the box that we put inside that had all of the bees in it, and then we're gonna add frames. Ooh, look at that. That was fun. They hung on when you lifted that lid. So here we are. First thing we're gonna do is pull out that box, and he's gonna... I'm backing up on the advice of the beekeeper. We've got a bunch of bees still attached to that box, and they'll all make their way back into the hive. So Don is removing the cage, shaking those bees off. Queen been released?
Yes.
Queen has been released.
The way they were bearded right there kind of worried me.
Gotcha. Don said the way they were bearded kind of worried him, so he wasn't sure. He wanted to check on that, so he's going to spray some more sugar water on them. It kind of makes them a little docile and preoccupies them with eating sugar instead of stinging Don.
I'm not sure if this hive works better because they're working tighter.
We seem to have less flying around of the bees than we did with the first hive. They seem to be a lot more tight on this one. Let me see if I can zoom in and get close. You can see they're forming some sections there.
So they're
bearding. So Don's going to add more frames, and what is going to happen is they are going to start getting to work making comb, filling in the wax comb, and the queen will lay her eggs in there. They will start feeding the egg and the larva and start getting them treated so that they're ready to hatch as worker bees. Look at that. Can you hold that still so I can get a close-up of that? That looks really cool. That's very cool. So they're already working. See, they're not even bothering Don. They're not even flying around. Not even bothering him. They are.
Oh, they are. I just squished one.
They are very busy.
Just squished one.
So he squished one, which means may or may not have squished one, but sometimes that will activate a hive because they send off a pheromone that lets the other ones know one's been attacked, and then they all start going into attack mode. So we're gonna hopefully not see any of that kind of action. So Don's gonna pour the rest of that syrup into the feeder.
I'd like to point out that this crazy ass hive is Hive Deadpool. This calm hive is Hive Webhead.
All right, so Don says that the crazy hive that we did on the other video where the bees were flying around like crazy was Deadpool. Seems very apropos there. And then this is Hive Webhead. They seem to be all concentrating and doing their job. So Don is going off frame here. He's getting a stick. What you gonna do with that stick?
Something to climb on. They can climb out.
He's creating some ladders so them to climb out of the feeder. I know the feeders that we purchased are supposed to be ladder feeders. They're supposed to have little ladders in there.
There's a lot in there.
But Don said that there's a lot in there, so he wanted to add more sticks. So we're gonna put the cover back on. Nicely done.
Actually,
He's going to shake the rest of those bees out. And then, like we did at the other hive, we're going to let that lay next to the hive, and all of those guys will work their way back into the hive. So we'll put that cover, that's the that cover is going on, and then you put the other cover on, and then he'll strap it up. And we'll let the bees go to work. I'm not really sure when we'll come back in to see what's going on, but basically,
We'll be back Saturday.
Don says
Probably have a Saturday adventure.
Don says this looks like it'll be an every Saturday adventure. So we'll be back in about a week and see how they progressed. But right now, their job is to make comb so the queen can lay eggs, and then they are
doing great.
going to they will take care of the eggs and feed them until they grow up to larvae and hatch into bees and increase the size of the hive. So this one is doing great, almost textbook with the...
Both look great.
They both look great, but this one, these bees seem to be a little more focused on their job. So Deadpool, I don't know what's going on over there, but we'll have to see what happens next week. And that'll be it.
Same bat time.
Same bat time, same bat
time.
channel.
Same bee time, same bee channel.
Same bee time, same bee channel. That'll work for me.